Hi folks, this is Ericast, and I just wanted to do a quick update for you guys so you know what's going on. This is probably going to be the only video that's posted today, because the past couple days for me have been pretty rough. I got home last night, well last night for me, it'll be I guess 2 nights ago for you guys. But I got home pretty late, and then today, well, my grandparents' house burned down. So, just so you know, they are okay. So I'll go ahead and be upfront with that. But yeah, I don't know that really anything wasn't lost in the fire. The house is still standing, but it was pretty much gutted. So we lost, a lot of pictures, a lot of family heirlooms, and all that sort of stuff. Just a lot of memories just gone over several generations that are just gone. So it's really hard. As you can tell, I probably don't sound the most excited or whatnot or energetic at the moment. So I just wanted to be clear with that so you guys would know exactly what was up with that. But so that's the reason that there probably is not going to be another video today besides this one. But I did want to go ahead and give you guys something to think about. So there's a couple series that I would like to work on over, start them over the next week or two. I do have school starting pretty soon, so I'm still attending university, so I've got a little ways to go with that one. But I do have a couple things that I do want to start for you guys. So one of them is I will probably be playing at least one playthrough of Factorio and see how you guys like that. I watched Zisto play it a bit, and at first I honestly wasn't too keen on it. It has a retro look to it, which I'm kind of over the whole retro game thing. Like, I enjoyed it for a little while, but I think it's kind of outstayed its welcome. But at the same time, it's a lot easier for game makers that are, you know, basically developing games by themselves or with, a couple of people and that's it, to make games like that. So, without paying, artists and all that kind of thing a bunch of money to, you know, create a really interesting and intriguing looking game. That's not true in all cases because there's been a lot of really cool hand-drawn stuff that's been really intriguing me as far as graphic style goes, but that's neither here or there. But anyway, back to Factorio. It's kind of grown on me. I've played it a bit over the past week and decided that, it brings in a lot of things that I like about the tech side of mods in Minecraft. And that you have to, route things around on belts to funnel them in certain directions and towards certain machines so that you can craft more complicated items out of the materials that you've gathered. So I think that's really, really neat. And you can do all kinds of really cool automated stuff. And that's really right up my alley. So I might do I'll probably do one playthrough and see how it's received. And then decide what to do from there. Because it's not like Minecraft in that Minecraft doesn't have an end to it. Now you can set end goals for yourself, but Factorio actually has an end. So in Factorio, if you're not familiar with it, it has a big research tree that you go through where you research, more and more complicated and advanced items to set up your factory. And the reason you're setting up your factory and defense systems is to basically build a landing area for a colony so that when the colonists land, they are protected from the aliens that are called biters and spitters. And so they can set up a colony. But really, you're doing all the hard work that's, setting up for that colony. Um, so I think it could be kind of fun. So I will probably do at least one playthrough of that. And if people like it, then I can do another playthrough and mix some things up and set some, different rules for exactly how I need to do things. So, yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. Another series that I have been really excited to do, but just have not been able to do as far as time goes, is a series based on maps that people in the Minecraft community have made. Now, this used to be a really big deal. Playing through the stories that people had created out of their landscapes and cities that they had built. And there used to be a lot of really cool maps. Well, after doing some research, I found that there still are. But unfortunately, they haven't, as far as I know, and the YouTube people that I have watched, they haven't really been covered very much. And I think that's a real shame, not only for, these people's, all their hard work to not be shown, but also because we now have adventure mode, which was made for that. With the adventure mode, you can set what types of items, what types of blocks people can break and what they can interact with, and you've got command blocks and all these really cool things that map makers have now that they can do lots of really, really awesome and complex stuff with that I just haven't seen anybody do anything with, lately as far as like YouTube content goes. And I think that's a real shame. I'm sure there's probably plenty of people out there that are still doing things, but I personally have not seen it. And I think that's a real shame. So what I want to do with that is to do, of course, a playthrough of the map, but also at the end of the map, I want to go through and talk about things that I liked, what things I didn't like, and basically how the map feels to me, how the story has impacted me as a person, what it says to me. And basically what I want to do is make a series of videos that's outside of the playthrough that can guide people into whether they would want to play the maps themselves or not. And say there'll be basically two different series going on here. So you've got my playthrough of the map, which, of course is just a general playthrough. It's not going to be anything particularly special other than that I'm the one doing it, and, well, there's only one of me. But, so it's going to be unique in that way. But there's also going to be the separate series where people can go and say, hey, I'm looking for a map. I found this map. What is this one like? I don't want any story spoilers, but what is the map like? Is it something I'll be interested in? Because at me, as a Minecraft player, that's something that I want. I want to be able to, without spoilers, see if a map is good or not, and, well, it's going to be opinion based, but, what the map has to offer, basically, without, just maybe a small paragraph of text that doesn't really tell you a whole lot. So I think that could be a lot of fun. It's probably going to be, well, I know it's going to be pretty heavily edited, so it's going to be a lot more work than other videos that I've done in the past. Probably not the first video I did, which is the introduction to Tolkiencraft. But yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun as well, and hopefully useful to you guys. So the third that I'm going to do is basically whatever I'm playing at the moment. For now, it's probably going to be some Heroes of the Storm. I played Dota back in the day with Warcraft 3, that Dota, the classic Dota. And I really enjoyed playing it, but of course the community is just absolutely horrible. And that's unfortunately carried on to every other Dota game. But it's not really present in Heroes of the Storm because you can't chat with other people, but I'll talk about that in a introductory Heroes of the Storm video. But I've been having some fun with the game. I got into the technical alpha about, I guess about a month and a half ago, back in the beginning of December or late November. And I've been playing that on and off, and I'd really like to play it a lot more because I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it has just now gone from technical alpha to the beta. So it still is closed beta, so unless you get an invite, you can't get into it. But it's been a lot of fun for me. And so that series is just going to be whatever I'm playing at the moment. It might be, some other game that I pick up and I'm like, hey, I'm going to play this off and on. And that's just what I'm doing at the moment. So I probably won't do any massive games like, say, Heroes of Might and Magic or, things like that. Or just Might and Magic in general. Just because those games can take forever. But, if I'm playing some smaller, shorter games that, I just feel like playing that day, then I might record them and stick them up for you guys to watch. I don't think there's going to be specific series on those games. If there's one that I want to make a series on, I'll do that. But these are just going to be random games that I'm playing at the moment. So, if you guys want to watch those, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that's basically what I have planned for the channel. And I will be starting that within the next couple of days. So this is probably going to be it as far as videos for today goes. And I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm a bit scrambled at the moment. And, I've actually had to record this video a couple times because I just couldn't get my thoughts to, together very well. So yeah, that's what's going to be going on. And don't worry, Tolkiencraft is going to keep going. And actually, there's one more thing that I want to talk to you guys about that I would like your advice on. I have been thinking about requesting to join the Tolkiencraft 2 primary server that Vals is playing on, and Great Orator, and a couple of the mod makers for example, the guy that created the Draconic Evolution mod is playing on there. I think that could be pretty fun and interesting. It'd definitely add a new element to the videos. But, and give you guys some things to look at, some, base tours, and, maybe do some collab stuff with them if they're willing to. But if you guys think that doing the solo play is what you would rather see than seeing the server play, then I'll stick with that. I'm kind of in two minds about it because I think we have a pretty good thing going, but at the same time, playing on a server, it brings a lot more to it. And I know personally that playing on a server can be a lot of fun. Especially since, you get to interact with a lot more people in the server. It's a land that's constantly changing because people are building new things that you may or may not be a part of. And it's cool to just see that the world is changing around you and you don't, you're not the one that's changing it. You're changing it as well, but it's changing, around you in other ways. So I think that could be really cool too. But I'm not sure. I think there's a wait list at the moment, so I'm not sure if that's something that would happen immediately. But just give me your thoughts on that and see. I just want to see what you guys think because I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I'm gonna have fun doing it either way. So I just want to see what you guys think. All right, so feel free to leave feedback and comments about any of the things that I've talked about today. And of course, that's always true. Feel free to, leave critique and whatnot. So, I say, even if you don't think that something's going too well, I can take it. So, don't worry about it. I would rather hear, what you think than not. So, And thank you guys so much for all of the positive feedback and all the comments that you guys have left. It's been pretty incredible to me because, you know, I started doing this because it was a lot of fun to me, and I wanted to improve my own speaking ability because I can write very well, but at times public speaking, I guess you would call it, since, you know, technically there's no one here with me right now, but knowing that it's going out to YouTube and any number of people could see this, you know, I consider that, you know, it is public speaking. So, but that's always been a bit harder for me, as I know it is for many people. So, and considering that I'm, you know, going to be starting on my doctorate here in the somewhat near future, that's something that I definitely need to improve on. So that's another reason I started doing this, but honestly, it's just a lot of fun to me. So, yeah. But all in all, I just want to hear what you guys think, you know. So, um, yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. So, thanks for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and take care until we see you again.